Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good evening. I'm very delighted and proud to be part of the second Sustainable Apparel Forum. I want to start with our simple business idea: fashion and quality at the best price in a sustainable way. And I want to quote our head of sustainability, head of group sustainability, Ms. Anna Gadda's comment, which is, we want to use our size and skill to lead the change toward fully circular and truly sustainable fashion. H&M Group's sustainability work is integrated in our culture and values. We believe in a long-term approach is a must when it comes to dealing with complex sustainability issues. And we work to ensure that sustainability is integrated into all aspects of everything we do. At H&M Group, we consider the need of present and future generations and are aware that our entire business must be conducted in a way that is economically, socially, and environmentally sustainable. This is why we set clear ambitions and bold goals. For example, by 2040, H&M Group aims to have a climate-positive value chain. Our value chain is connected to countless people, communities, ecosystems, and other business around the world. That's what it means to be part of the global economy. Our business, social, environmental, and economic impact is significant, and we want to be positive as possible. As a large global company, we have a responsibility toward all our 177,000 colleagues and also 1.6 million textile workers around the world which are working in our supply chains. We believe all workers should be treated with respect and to be able to enjoy a safe and healthy workplace. All textile workers have the right to have a fair living wage, and we will continue to use our size to bring about the lasting changes. Improving wages is a challenge that concerns the whole industry, and we need to take it to on a collectively and scale and encourage others to do the same. That is why we have a clear strategy to create the best precondition for fair living wages. I have been asked why H&M is joining in Sustainability Apparel Forum. The answer is very simple for me. It's not a job for a single company or a person, nor a single stakeholders. Partnership, shared knowledge, collaborations are the key to success. We believe it's a shared responsibility and everyone has a vital role to play. We are amazed to find the work of Mr. Mustafiz and Bangladesh Apparel Exchange. We see that we can complement each other by joining second Sustainable Apparel Forum. The retail industry has changed significantly. We also notice a customer shift from a physical store to online shopping. At the same time, sustainability offer become far more important as customer offer. Today, customers want to know how the product has been produced, what was the working conditions, how the people behind the products were treated, how it created impacts on Mother Nature. You like it or not, we still have one planet to live. I am proud to say, at H&M, sustainability is a business decision process. Today in Bangladesh, we have more than 120 ETP that are green, which cover 97% of our sourcing from Bangladesh. All our suppliers have elective worker participation committee, where women participation is more than 40%. We have 19 factories where we have active union. All this credit goes to our suppliers. We are truly proud of being part of the journey in Bangladesh. We are here for last 27 years, and our commitment are getting more stronger by joining with the ACT, Action, Collaboration, Transformation. We see more opportunities here if we collaborate together. We are happy and confident to find local initiatives like BGMEA started RSC. I will repeat our goal for 2040. where we want to be climate positive. I believe to become a leading sourcing destinations, we really need to look into our energy policy, water policy, worker rights, working condition, as well as wages. I really want to thank today's speakers, panelists, participants for their thoughtful advice, and most importantly, a great intention towards sustainability. I'm fully convinced and inspired that sustainability is a business case. But not at the last, I want to highlight, if we want to take the lead in the world apparel sector, I believe 3 major areas that are need to be emphasized, which are product development, efficiency, and sustainability. I am 100% convinced that all our Bangladeshi local entrepreneurship and positive approach of the government, we will be able to overcome these challenges. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to request Dr. Rubana Haq, President of Bangladesh Garment Manufacturers and Exporters Association, to please come up and say a few words on this occasion.
Thank you, but I thought I just spoke in the last panel, so I don't know what else to say, except for also drawing your attention to the current marketing campaigns done by different brands, like Patagonia, for instance. Patagonia actually has brought out a huge poster. I think most of you are aware. And they have posted their jackets, one of their jackets, and they've written, "Don't buy it." So there are also brands which are encouraging mending, reusing, recycling, and as a result, consumption is bound to go down. Now, what is more important is what we need to figure out, whether buying less with more value makes sense, whether buying less with more value addition and more thought process and more heart makes nations and industries sustainable, is something that we need to consider. So, if we go the Patagonia way, and I believe that should be the way, then we are going to lose out on quantities. And the only thing that's probably only going to matter is value addition. How do we go there? So, in spite of all the unacceptable behavior of America pulling out of Paris Agreement, in spite of many purchasing practices of brands which are also unnamed and unspotted, we still are a country and we have to cater to all of them. So it's not just about H&M or a few brands, because there are others. So purchasing practices also must be standardized. I just heard Zia talking about ACT. I would just humbly like to add that, even when you talk about ACT, how do you really make all the buyers accountable? Are all the buyers in ACT geared up for taking this mass challenge of standardizing their practices? I wouldn't think so. If not, then what is the answer? And we also have, when we talk about sustainable production and consumption, there are many factories, and you do know that we have more than 100 LEED factories, certified factories, which are here. And we all know that in order to have resilient economies, we need to have sustainable productivity and production. Many of our machineries are actually much more efficient now, and many small factories, including the ones that H&M or any other big brands or retailers don't trade with, even they are conscious. I was actually surprised to spot a small factory who was in one of our innovation discussions, and he said, madam, what I do little things. Like, I just have an extra ring under the tap, and that's it. That sort of, regulates and does not encourage waste of water. These are simple homegrown solutions. So what I was trying to stress on was homegrown solutions which could be standardized and adapted and adopted by the brands. Also about, you know, the solar PV life cycle. Let's also think about that. I mean, what is the life cycle? And when it ends, how much waste does it also cause? So there are lots of dichotomies in even the discourse of sustainability that needs to be, of course, readdressed. I don't think I'm going to add much more, but let me once again stress on a few things that I spoke about in the last panel. They're something that probably need to sink into the psyche of the buyers. Very humbly, once again, we need to make sure that we are paid better prices. I mean, yes, we need to be efficient, we need to be reducing our waste, yes, we need to be sustainable. I do not disagree with any of that. But at one point or the other, those who source must also kindly bring upon themselves to self-audit, to self-monitor, and to correct and remediate their purchasing practices, because not all is fair what goes on. So I appeal to your conscience, I appeal to the fairness of the buyers, and I can only say that, you know, we can only do this much, but to take us to the next level, we will absolutely actively need the support of the Western world. And just having sustainability discourses and telling us how good we need to be is not going to be the solution. If the solution has to come, it has to come from all the ends, including the buyers and the suppliers. It cannot be a unilateral imposition on the suppliers. And that's actually all I wanted to say. I hope the message is very clear. H&M is very much here. I don't know how many other brands are there. But somehow Bangladesh seems to be always the testing ground for anything groundbreaking. I don't think there are other countries which are often given this opportunity, let me be more positive, opportunity of being trial grounds. But it is also, on other hand, it's also sad, because we can't be the testing ground for everything. You must also make sure that the other players in the region, outside the region, globally, are on the same page, and that we are not the only one complying. Because at the end, we are the lowest emitter. Therefore, we should be not penalized at all, and we should be absolutely blessed by your orders, and by your trust, and by your companionship and partnership, of course. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rubana Haq. I would like to request His Excellency H.G.J. Harry Verweij, Honorable Ambassador, Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands to Bangladesh, to please come up and remark on the Sustainable Apparel Forum 2019.
Dear panelists, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start by thanking the Bangladesh Apparel Exchange and the BGMEA and Mr. Mustafiz Uddin and Dr. Rubana Haq in particular for organizing this important event. I believe this event is very timely, as the apparel supply chain globally continues to be scrutinized for sustainability issues. Thank you for making the Sustainable Apparel Forum 2019 a success, with representatives from the government, experts, brands, policymakers, donors, trade unions and manufacturers from more than 20 countries. I am truly impressed by the sheer size and impact of these events. The Netherlands is honored to be a title sponsor for this event and leading the discussion on sustainable purchasing practices. The problems that we discussed here are real. Just imagine 4 million workers in Bangladesh producing garments and fashion for millions of consumers, often on the other side of the planet. What happens in between manufacturing and consumption remains a black box to many. We might be talking of unauthorized subcontracting, workplace safety issues, and environmental pollution as just some examples of issues that are still prevalent in the value chain. Ladies and gentlemen, the pressure to act is upon us. towards production where human rights violations and environmental damage is no longer condoned. A new imperative norm. Sustainable value chains concern the well-being not only of this generation, but of many more generations to come. This year's forum is the important opportunity to talk about solutions, to ensure that we leave a legacy to the next generation of which we may be proud. The problems that require solutions are complex. One stakeholder can achieve very little just alone. Governments are scrutinized to regulate, even outside their own borders. Companies are expected to produce sustainably wherever in the world they operate. And I believe for this we need durable partnerships. The consumers expect us to be credible and responsible. So most responsible citizens in your markets today do not want to buy products that are made by children or that seriously harm the environment. They expect us to be responsibly sourced. They feel to have a right to fair products produced without human rights violations and environmental damage. But where responsible citizens expect all of this, once those same individuals change over to become choosy consumers, their attitudes often change. Other considerations come to the fore. Although an increase in awareness of sustainability issues is observed, progress on consumer awareness is still too slow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm especially happy to take note of the participation of AGT, the Dutch Agreement on Sustainable Garments and Textile in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, industry associations, trade unions, NGOs, and the government formed a coalition that commits itself to address and prevent abuses, such as life-threatening work conditions, child labor, and modern slavery. This is essential because these human rights violations still exist throughout the entire clothing supply chain. And this is also relevant to Bangladesh, considering the size of its garment sector. The conditions of Bangladesh's garment workers and the economic future of the country are inherently linked. Partnerships are only helpful if they operate effectively. And over the past 2 days, we have witnessed world-renowned experts and key stakeholders explore solutions in partnership. A truly sustainable garment value chain can only be achieved if sustainability issues are taken into account in the sourcing process. There is a growing need for long-term partnerships where responsibilities and power structures are assessed and adapted to be more equal across all stakeholders. Those include the final consumers or end users, retailers, distributors, manufacturers, and suppliers in the garment value chain. So while moving towards a more sustainable methods may increase costs up front, in the long run, however, doing so will spur innovation, guard against supply chain shocks, and enhance corporate reputations. With increasing consumer attention on sustainability issues, businesses adopting sustainable methods may expect an improved corporate image. That might in turn build up a brand loyalty and promote revenue growth. All these considerations and efforts could just feel comfortable on paper, but without a creative way to engage customers to take part and to put their passions into actions, it will be in vain. This came out very strongly in the roundtable that we organized at the Embassy on purchasing practices. There are many ways to enhance consumers' understanding on sustainable products and to enable customers and businesses alike to make smart choices to improve purchasing and sourcing practices. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's forum strengthened my confidence that the sustainable garment sector is possible. Let us work in the upcoming years to reap the benefits of the seeds planted yesterday and today. We strive for a truly sustainable and compliant value chain. That will fuel Bangladesh's economic growth, creating jobs and fostering social progress for women and men alike. This joint determination to cooperate, to me, is a win-win strategy. a strategy that allows economic opportunities to expand, and by creating economic growth and jobs for women and men alike. We need this strategy to allow Bangladesh to brand itself better and more professionally. The label Made in Bangladesh will be a proud sign of the world's best and most compliant garment industry. In addition to expand and brand, I call upon all of you involved to stand. So what does that mean? To stand with Bangladesh means joining hands to make the year 2020 the year of transition, to uphold and to strengthen the progress achieved so far. Expand, brand, stand. So, ladies and gentlemen, this special transition year 2020 marks the transition of the Bangladesh Accord to the RMG Sustainability Council, RSC. It is my hope and expectation that the RSC will play the crucial role in ensuring continued workplace safety. RSC's successful operation will send a strong signal to the world, being that Bangladesh has absorbed and is taking over the strong legacy that Accord will be leaving behind. A signal that a truly sustainable garment industry in Bangladesh will be self-evidently for real. To conclude, I feel we can all still do more and still do better. Without an intensified and concerted effort, a common understanding, and a united front among producers, traders, designers, consumers, and regulators, all the above would just be that paper exercise. But knowing your interests, your passion, and your commitments, I'm confident that we will march on together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ambassador. At this stage, I would like to request our chief guest, Mr. Tipu Munshi MP, Honorable Minister, Ministry of Commerce, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, to please come up for his speech.
Your Excellency, Mr. Harry Verweij, Ambassador, Embassy of the Kingdom of Netherlands, Bangladesh, and a great friend of Bangladesh, and also friend of this trade, I think. Dr. Rubana Haq, President of Bangladesh Garment Manufacturers and Exporters Association. This is for the first time, the way our country leader Sheikh Hasina, opposition leader, and other also speaker. Now, our trade has got one more lady in this, Rubana Haq, doing very good. Mr. Ziaur Rahman, Regional Country Manager, Production, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Ethiopia, H&M. It's good to see my countryman has become the regional country manager. It's really our proud. Distinguished chief ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to be here at this closing session of the second Sustainable Apparel Forum. I thank the mastermind of this event, Mr. Mustafizuddin, the founder of Bangladesh Apparel Exchange, for his outstanding efforts and dedication for the industry. We should all try from our own position to inspire positive change in our industry. Ladies and gentlemen, you all know that the apparel industry started this journey in Bangladesh in early 80s. I started my garment industry in 1985. So it is almost 35 years. It's a long way. As we kept growing, we started facing many new challenges and many crossroads. From child labor elimination in 1995 till today, we are adopting many positive changes in the area of compliance, safety, and well-being of our workers. Over the last 4.5 years, we made massive efforts in transforming the industry in terms of safety inspection, remediation of factories, capacity building of institutions, and improving workers' rights. As we all know that after this Rana Plaza problem, full scenario all changed. So after that, the new journey has started, and we changed a lot. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina, is extremely supportive to the workers. As per her instruction, the minimum wages of the garment workers was increased by 381% since 2010, and from 1662.5 taka to 8,000 taka now. I want to remember one thing. In 1998, 20 months back, I was Vice President of BGMEA. That time, Honorable Prime Minister told me, what you are doing for the female workers? Are you going to make home for them, dormitory for them? I remember till date, when she was first time as a Prime Minister, that time also she told to do something for the women workers. So I want to remember that thing also. In recent years, our apparel industry has made extraordinary progress in the area of environment-friendly industrialization. Sorry. We now have 101 LEED certified green factories, of which 25 are platinum rated LEED green factories. 500 more factories are in the pipeline for getting USGBC certification. Our factories are increasingly advancing toward sophisticated technologies which are important for desired growth of RMG industry. Most of our new generation factories are equipped to handle top quality products of diverse styles and innovation. So we have now a solid foundation in the area of sustainability. Despite all these efforts, it is unfortunate to see the continued negative propaganda against the industry. But we don't really see much in the media the countless positive initiatives our factories are taking for well-being of their workers and community silently, like health center, fair price shop, free school for children. We have many stories in this industry which can change the perception about the industry at home and abroad. So it is the time now to look at sustainability differently. We have to also think about creating and enhancing economic opportunities for these days and millions of workers by sending the right message about the industry. There are so many brands and retailers still not sourcing from Bangladesh. So I encourage them to visit us, see how we are progressing and impacting lives, and take part in this journey. Now is the time to also focus on the industry's capacity to innovation and value addition, and to make our factories more efficient and competitive. Production diversification has already started. We know all that in our industry, and many of our factories are now producing high-valued garments and for the premium brands. But compared to the whole industry, it is still very insignificant. Moreover, online shopping is getting more popular, and automation has created both challenges and opportunities for us. Technologies can significantly enhance our competitiveness, and it also has some impact on the employment. Bangladesh's graduation to a middle-income country would also bring some changes in tariff regime in our markets. We have to observe the whole dynamics and set our priorities accordingly. So, in this forum, I would urge our value buyers and local entrepreneurs to engage in more strategic steps forward. distinguished presence here. When we started our journey, no one ever thought that a country without any core raw materials and cotton could be a leading apparel exporter in the world. I remember when I started, it was a small room, maybe 5,000 to 6,000 square foot. A lot of factories in Dhaka city was in residential apartment and all this. I remember that days. But now, total scenario changed. But we have achieved beyond expectation. Now we have to prepare for the next growth phase, where sustainability will be a major game changer for us. The government under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is taking every step to bring desired economic prosperity for the nation. Our government is committed to facilitate trade and investment in our country. And I'm happy that such a forward-looking discussion is happening in this country. I really thank all the speakers of this forum. One small thing I want to mention it here. I mentioned it earlier. We have got more than 100 green factories, out of them 25 platinum factories. All these things are happening now. A lot of green factories are in the pipeline. But one thing I want to mention, I don't see any green price for these things. We don't have very good price, what should we get? So in this respect, for sustainability, that is also to be considered, that green price also we need for our factories. I thank all the speakers of this forum, and finally I thank the organizers and all the supporters of this event for this outstanding initiatives. Thank you very much. Thanks for all.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Now I would like to request Mr. Mustafisuddin, founder and CEO of Bangladesh Apparel Exchange, to please come up for his closing remarks.
Welcome, Chief Guest of closing session, Mr. Tipu Munshi, MP, Honorable Commerce Minister, Government of Bangladesh, a true friend and supporter of our industry, His Excellency Harry, Ambassador of the Netherlands to Bangladesh, our visionary leader, Dr. Rubana Haq, Honorable President of BGMEA, and my personal inspiration, a true advocate of sustainability, Mr. Ziaur Rahman, H&M Regional Country Manager, Production, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Ethiopia. Designatees, journalists, friends, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening to all of you. I know it's been a long day. We started early morning, 8 o'clock. You must be very tired. Your presence here is a great inspiration for me. First of all, I consider myself very fortunate to be a part of this journey towards sustainability of Bangladesh apparel industry. We have organized this time the second Sustainable Apparel Forum. This time we had been 50 speakers from 11 countries shared their valued perspectives on the apparel sustainability in 5 panels. A total 7 presentations on the sustainability issues had been given. On the occasion of the SAF Higg Index Manufacturing Forum, for the very first time made their occasions in Bangladesh. We had 2 wonderful roundtable on purchasing practices and water efficiency in Netherlands Embassy and Sweden Embassy. I would like to give you big thanks for arranging this. It was wonderful. I hope all of you who attend the event, you find it worthy. Thanks to the I'm very thankful and grateful for BGMEA for co-organizing the event. This is the very first time we collaborate any event togetherly. And I'm sure this came under the leadership of our Honorable President. I'm very proud of that. Thanks to the Embassy of Netherlands for the continuous support. And you being supporting me from us from 2014, and this time also you have been the title sponsor. Thanks to H&M for the collaborating partner. This means a lot to us. You guys are amazing. I will be ramping up with a lot of good memories. I had learned how to do mutual respect. My working experience in the last 2 months with you is great. Thanks for the better work, for being the sponsor. A special thanks to our all valued contributors. Thanks to all distinguished speakers from the homes and abroad who share your valued knowledge. I must also give to my lot of European friends. I know you are not there, but you are watching me. You guys are a big inspiration for me. All the day I had listened all the polls, and I tried to learn from all the speakers, different recommendations, different things came from all the discussions, and I had summarized in 2 parts. The first thing, what I had learned, the policies of the government policy can help a lot to accelerate the momentum of sustainability in our apparel industry. Business and individuals alone cannot make these transitions. A strong government steps can be ensured a sustainability and a prosperity of apparel industry. The second thing I learned, that is collaboration. So many speakers was telling there are too many initiatives going on around sustainability, home and abroad. But there are very less of coordination and collaboration among of the initiatives. Multiple initiatives are creating confusion and also complexity among us. So I would like to urge all of you to collaborate rather than making individual initiatives. If our goals are common, if our visions are same, why don't we collaborate? Sometimes I ask these questions myself. The second Sustainability Apparel Forum itself is a very good example of collaboration. We have more than 40 organizations collaborate these times with the Sustainable Apparel Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear friends, only collaboration is not enough. We need impact and we need action. I don't want to be Sustainable Apparel Forum is one of the 100 events happening which have no impact and action. We want that Sustainable Apparel Forum to be action-driven and value-driven. We will publish a report with all the recommendation, discussion, decisions that have been happened today. We will hope that the government will give some help to implement those recommendations to promote the sustainability in Bangladesh apparel industry. I would like to draw the kind attention to the Honorable Commerce Minister who is present here. I believe that if the government form a high-level committee for our apparel industry, those recommendations can be implemented very successfully. We had already declared the 3rd edition of Sustainable Apparel Forum, which is the 2nd November 2020. Our plan is we will organize a number of follow-up from this event. We had been arranged the first Sustainable Apparel Forum in 2017. And quite often I asked why we arranged this one in 2019. Because I am not happy on the first arrangement. And I asked myself, what change the forum able to bring? I feel that I didn't able to bring any changes. I accept that I failed. And I took 3 years time to bring this one. So ladies and gentlemen, if I am failing also 2020, so that will be the last Sustainable Apparel Forum for sure. I want to work where I can create value, where I can bring impact, where I can bring changes. The objective of SAF is establishing Bangladesh as a responsible apparel sourcing destination to the global map. The 11th edition of Bangladesh Denim Expo also happening in the Hall 4 in the same time. The theme of the Bangladesh Denim Expo is responsibility. A total number of 99 renowned exhibitors from 14 countries have been participated in the expo. As a part of the responsibility, Bangladesh Denim Expo is partly financing for this Sustainable Apparel Forum. Though the SAF is included today, the expo will be continued tomorrow. I will be requesting all of you, if you have managed some time, please visit it tomorrow. Finally, I would like to thanks to all my team and colleagues who had made this event very successful. You guys worked very hard. I'm very thankful to you, and also I'm all the person who is associated with this event, including the event guys, MCs, and everybody. I'm very, very grateful to all of you. And of course, to my wonderful family, who always help me a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see in 2020, is it the last one or we will continue? Thank you.